China kills Americans. Peter Schweizer from the Government Accountability Institute, of which I'm associated, is joining us. Peter, you've written about this. You cite this DEA report that is out there that you got your hands on. Tell us what's really happening, because a lot of it is never discussed. What is this so-called fentanyl tariff, and why is the president doing it?
Yeah, I think President Trump deserves a lot of credit for doing this, because this is literally a life and death issue, Jason. Fentanyl poisoning is now the leading cause of death in the United States for people under the age of 45. And this is not a typical drug pandemic or drug addiction problem. China controls every link in the chain of fentanyl to where it's killing these Americans. So we all know about the precursor chemicals coming from China to Mexico. They land in a port, the port of Manzanillo. That port is run by a Chinese company, the same Chinese company that runs the Panama Canal. Those precursor chemicals then go to northern Mexico, where, according to the DEA, there are 2,000 Chinese nationals, chemists basically, who turn those precursor chemicals into fentanyl. The drug cartels then get pill presses because, of course, the fentanyl is made to look like Adderall or Vicodin or other pills. Those pill presses come from China. And again, according to the DEA, they are sold by the Chinese to the drug cartels at cost, meaning they're not making a profit. And then, of course, the money laundering, the Mexican drug cartels that make all this money spreading this poison in the United States, they are now laundering their money in Chinese state-owned banks. So the Chinese are the senior partners here. The Mexican drug cartels are the junior partners. And Trump is quite right to make this front and center as far as tariffs are concerned and punishing China.
Peter, how would or is this 20% tariff on China working to curb this deadly behavior and the fentanyl poisoning of Americans?
Yeah, no, great question, Dig. I mean, here's the challenge, right? China is using something they call disintegration warfare, which is they're basically at war with the United States, but not in a kinetic shooting war. So what do you do if it's not a kinetic shooting war? You have to think of ways to punish them or to associate a cost with their bad behavior, and tariffs are a great way to do that. China has the clear ability to simply shut down the precursor chemicals, get those 2,000 Chinese nationals out of Mexico back to China, prevent Chinese state-owned banks from laundering the profits of the Sinaloa and the other drug cartels. They can do it. They just choose not to do it because, in their mind, this is kind of revenge for the opium wars of the 19th century. So tariffs are a good way to say, you know what, this is going to cost you billions of dollars, and until it stops, we are going to keep this tariff in place. I think it's one of the few tools we actually have to use against China, given that they're adopting this strategy.
We only have 30 seconds here, Peter, but tell us the relationship between the Sinaloa cartel and the president of Mexico, because there's some political crossover here, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a great investigative journalist in Mexico. Her name is Annabel Hernandez. She has shown repeatedly that not only Sheinbaum, the current president herself, is connected to the drug cartels, i.e. they funded her campaigns, that her mentor, AMLO, her predecessor, was also connected with the drug cartels. So the problem you have here is that when they are saying that they are going to take on the drug cartels as the president of Mexico, they are essentially taking on people that help to put them into office, which makes it very, very difficult for them to do.
Great.
Peter Schweizer, thank you for being here. We will talk again soon, I hope.